It's another week. That means another exciting show. Welcome to today's episode of The Property Show, where we set trends on all things property. This week, questions about who owns the largest tracts of land in Kenya raised an important issue of concern. Later on the show, we'll dive in and share the discussion at the just concluded Land Summit. Don't press that dial. Let's begin with the property pick of the week. We kick off with Bandari Apartments Phase 2 breaking ground ceremony. Let's hear more from the project team.
Bandari Apartments Phase 2 is as a result of Bandari Apartments Phase 1. We started the construction of Bandari Apartment Phase 1, which was constructed about 6 years ago. We managed to do 3-bedroom apartments and were 80% sold during construction, with the balance sold thereafter. As a result of that, we have now moved to Bandari Apartments Phase 2, which is what we broke the ground today. And this is about 192 apartments, which is a mix of 3-bedroom and 2-bedroom. We are targeting the growing middle income market. This is because if you look at the facilities that we are offering, it will be the young families that are looking to buy first-time homes. And we're also targeting the investors looking into renting the apartments. In Phase 2, we have them bigger and we have the spaces laid out better. In Phase 1, we had the 3 bedrooms at 138 square meters, while in Phase 2, we have 2 types at 164 square meters and 168 square meters for the 3 bedroom. And for the 2 bedroom, which we didn't have in Phase 2, is about 108 square meters and 107 square meters. We got the comments from the Phase 1 buyers, what they would want, the spaces they would be looking at, and looking around what the market is offering, and hence we came with this design together with the architects. Looking at what the market is offering, one, I would say our prices are very competitive. We are amongst the people offering the low prices. However, we are not compromising on the end product that we're going to give. And therefore, based on that, I would really encourage people to come in now and purchase their apartments. Looking at the relationship that we've had with the buyers from Phase 1, we have had a very strong bond with them, and that can tell you that they are also confident about the developer.
The Constitution of Kenya provides that it is a fundamental right for every Kenyan to have a warm, safe, and secure home with access to clean running water, sanitation, and electricity, irrespective of where they live in the country. With the increased urbanization, the need for better housing cannot be overstated. A large part of the population cannot afford mortgages or even build a home. This is evidenced by the growth of slums and shanties in the cities. The government notes with great concern the serious challenge of inadequate housing in Kenya. It notes that too many Kenyans lack access to decent housing. Through government agencies like the National Housing Corporation, the government is working at providing sustainable and decent housing for Kenyans. It is in this spirit that the scheme wants to participate in helping the government in its pledge of providing 150,000 houses per year. I therefore wish all of you the very best and will appeal to most of you to come and own some property from this scheme. They're beautiful houses that I've seen, and I think also the price is very favorable.
The project is, as I said, phase 2 of the KPA apartments, or the Bandari apartments, and comprises of 192 units done in 4 blocks. 3 of those blocks are 3-bedroom units, and 1 of the blocks is a 2-bedroom unit. The design is modern construction. The modern aspects are brought about by the courtyard layout, where the living units are actually open plan, and then the integration of the garden and the big balconies that connects the persons in the houses to the outside. And then also the finishes are a lot more modern. As you can see, phase 1 had bare stone as the exterior finish. So this one will be lighter in the sense that to be plastered and painted on the exterior. There'll be play of colors on the exterior, so which brings out a lighter kind of finish to the developments. Now phase 1 in terms of density had less units for the same area of the land, and this unit, as I said, has 192 units. This densifying of the plots is brought about by the changes in the law, the regulations by the Nairobi City County, and the need to optimize the value of this land. The value of land in Nairobi is going up and up, so it's best to get maximum value for it. So by building up the units up to 8 floors as opposed to the 4 floors in the phase 1, that brings about that value. We've done a combination to cater for a wider market in this instance, in the sense that the 3-bedroom units caters for families because all the bedrooms are en suite, and it has a bigger living area, it has guest units, and it has a DSQ. So such a layout or such a size of a house caters for family. And the 2-bedroom unit caters for single persons, it caters for people who want to buy houses for investments. It's not to say that the 3-bedroom house can sell for investment. By just inclusion of a 2-bedroom unit captures a bigger market in that sense. It being phase 2, it means, and there's going to be a phase 3, which is going to be the bigger of the 3 phases, where most of the social amenities will be built in phase 3. However, as we are currently developing phase 2, we've left a bit of green areas where we can have kids play areas, a bit of an outside sitting bench. It's a smaller scale as opposed to what we'll have in phase 3. But in terms of, as I say, that integration with the outside, that's something we've catered for by leaving quite a bit of green spaces.
KPA Pension Fund actually started way back in 1998, I believe, and before that we took over the assets and liabilities of a Kenya Cargo Handling Services pension scheme. KPA per se had a pension scheme, but it was not funded. So we started off with a deficit because the scheme was not funded. So what happened is that KPA, being a defined benefit scheme, KPA had to meet that deficit. And the board, at some time, decided to transfer properties to the scheme so as to fill in that deficit gap that had been actually evaluated. So part of the properties that we got from Kenya Ports Authority were some of these estates and also pieces of land. And we decided that some of these non-performing assets, like empty pieces of land, we have to do something so that we can realize maximum returns from them, instead of them lying idle and we keep on paying rates without getting anything out of them. We started first around 2006. We put an advert in the paper. It was competitively done. It was a request for proposal, interested parties to put in their bids for development of either residential or commercial properties, and tell us about the financing bit and everything. A number of firms submitted their bids, and Southern Development Company which is a consortium of Pinnacle Limited and Triad, with the architects, had the most attractive bid. The arrangement of that bid was that the pension scheme will just contribute the land as its equity, and the consortium will get the financing and do the construction of the properties, in this case residential properties. For instance, on this particular one, we'll get the value of the land given to us as a return, and then we'll share the profit after the sale of the properties. We started off with a project in South Sea. There we put up 135 four-bedroom units, and we started construction in 2006, and we completed in 2010. And those ones were sold very fast. They went like hotcakes. We have Kenyans in the diaspora who really went out for them. So that was a very successful project. Then, given the success in that project, we moved to Bellevue, where we have 3 phases. The first phase, which is just across the other side, was started 2009-2010, and it was completed sometime last year. And there we have 144 3-bedroom units, and those ones also sold very well. As we speak currently, there are tenants in the other side on that phase who are interested in purchasing in phase 2. So that interest informed the decision to now move to phase 2, which is where we have the groundbreaking today.
So I would encourage anyone to take up the units now. Basically, the price of 14 million and 9.5 million is an introductory price. And definitely this price will go up as we go on during construction, and therefore I would encourage people to buy now to avoid being affected by the price increase.
Bandari Apartments are located off Mombasa Road, 5 kilometers from Nairobi city centre. This property is easily accessible from Mombasa Road via Popo Road and the Southern Bypass. The schools situated near Bandari Apartments are Highway Secondary School and Khalsa School. Shopping malls and entertainment centres can be found within close proximity to the apartments. Examples of these amenities are Capital Centre, Nakumatt Mega and Panari Sky. There are hospitals near the apartments such as Mata Hospital and St. James Hospital. Lastly, Bandari Apartments is situated a few kilometers away from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Bandari Apartments Phase 2 is strategically located 5 kilometers from the Nairobi city centre near Bellevue Cinema within the quiet neighbourhood of South Sea Estate. The exquisite apartments comprise of 192 units, both 2 and 3 bedroom, in a controlled and gated community. 2 bedrooms have a plinth area of Type A, 98 square meters, and Type B, 102 square meters. The 3 bedrooms have a plinth area of Type A, 169 square meters, and Type B, 168 square meters. Accommodation includes spacious lounge cum dining opening to the balcony, open plan kitchen fitted with MDF high and low level cabinets and granite worktop, pantry, laundry yard, ensuite domestic staff quarter for 3-bedroom apartments. All ensuite bedrooms fitted with MDF wardrobes and visitor's cloakroom. Salient features include perimeter wall, underground and overhead storage water tanks, internet connectivity, curb-paved driveways, common areas power backup generator, excellent landscaping, children play area, and ample parking. The price guide for the 2-bedroom apartments is 9.5 million Kenya shillings. As an investment, the expected rental rates for the 2-bedroom apartment is 35,000 Kenya shillings per month. The price guide for the 3-bedroom apartments is 14 million Kenya shillings and 40,000 Kenya shillings per month for the 3-bedroom.
One of the things we look at when buying a project off-plan is who is the developer, what is their track record, can we trust them when booking a unit, and will they deliver the project within the stipulated timelines? Well, KPA Pension Fund is that trusted developer who has successfully delivered different projects, and yes, you can trust them. Don't wait, book your apartment today. Are you looking to build, buy, or even rent? At First Avenue, we have a huge property portfolio in every price range. Just visit our offices or call on us and we'll help you make sense of everything. This week, the Ministry of Land and Physical Planning held a forum. The conversation was around one of the most sensitive and thorny issues surrounding land in Kenya. Let's hear what they had to say.
And what you have done in collaboration with the National Land Commission, we have been able to come up with a land information management system, popularly referred to as NLIMS, and the team launched it, and it's being piloted with the eventual intention of applying it nationally. Again, we have initiated the digitization of 13 land registries at a cost of 1.2 billion shillings, out of which, ladies and gentlemen, we have been able to automate land registration transactions and online searches through e-citizen portal for Nairobi registry, which is complete, making Kenya become one of the 10 top global improvers in ease of doing business. So conducting searches these days, which used to take 3 days, is something you can say it's instant, and that's a great achievement. The process of digitizing over 12 out of the 57 land registries in the country is at 79%, and we believe if we are focused, we should be able to finish that digitization process by December this year.
People assume in Kenya that land injustice is about the rich oppressing the poor, and that's been our understanding of it. But even middle class and people with a bit of means are also suffering. So you go off, save a lot of money, work very hard, go and buy a piece of land so you can settle your family. But one morning at 6 a.m. you see bulldozers at your gate. The problem there has been that you come after the fact and say, this land was legally allocated, this land wasn't supposed to be for this purpose. The most recent, or the most famous perhaps, is Yokimau. So there are a lot of people who have invested very hard-earned money, their houses are basically broken down. Where is the justice in this? Who will pay for the people who have done these savings? You can't come back and tell them you should have known better.
The Constitution is very clear. Upon a complaint from an individual, a community, or national or county government, it is not possible, humanly possible, for the Commission to know all those historical injustices until someone brings them out. Once they are brought out, the new law that I've told you has now categorically given the steps to follow for you to unravel that historical land injustice. And the orders there, the remedies there are given. Either restitution or eviction of the people or sharing of the benefits of that land, they are all given in the Act. So those ones who have brought their issues to us, historical injustice, we have been going there and resolving them. We have resolved hundreds of thousands of cases Mheshimiwa is talking about, Sabina Chege there, is talking about the ones in Kihoto, in Nakuru. We were there, and we are there, we are resolving that. In Nakuru we have Barina, we have Balina, we have Oljorai, we have so many of them. In Mombasa we have so many of them which we are now resolving, historical land injustice. In Naivasha we have so many of them. In Samburu, like Kipia, we have so many of them which we are resolving through historical land injustice.
One of the questions that popped up several times is who owns the most land in Kenya? Oops, let's hear what the experts had to say.
Communities own 67% of this land in this country. Private is about 19% and public is 14%. But these figures are dynamic. When we give out land, public land to others, this percentage shrinks. When we convert community to private, the figures will change. But those are not static figures. So the community owns the largest. We also have ranchers who also own large tracts of land, and then we have some institutions in this country which also own large tracts of land. And give two examples: Kenya Ports Authority and University of Nairobi are some of those largest landowners in this country.
This has been a surprise to me as well, because I had a similar question as I was coming into the ministry. First of all, the land distribution sits as follows. We have public land is actually the smallest portion. It's 14% of all the land that is owned. Then after that, 15% is private land. And then the rest of that is community land. So if your question is in the private land, who owns the largest?
I think that's what
I
Kenyans
believe
would like to know.
the simple answer would be most like the conservancies and the ranches are the ones that hold the largest tracts of lands here in Kenya. That's what is beginning. However, we would be able to give you a far much more accountable and complete answer when we conclude digitization.
Okay.
Because the digitization process is now beginning to give us real values of exactly ownership and acreage as well. And out of the 13 registries that we have done so far, all the 13 registries, all records are now in e-records. They are scanned, whether they are good, they are bad, they are irregular, they are all available on an e. But what we are going through is a process of verification, and we have concluded verification in about 8 of them.
Next, how can you enjoy the Safaricom 4G network and experience a faster, reliable internet connection? Let's have a look.
Do you know if your phone is 4G enabled? This is how you check. Go to your phone's menu, then choose Settings. Look for the Mobile Networks option or Cellular in Windows-enabled phones. Network mode clearly indicates if your phone is 4G or 3G. It will say either 2G, 3G or 4G. To get onto the 4G network, your SIM card also has to be compatible. Before changing your SIM card, you can check by dialing *544#. Choose the first option, which reads Safaricom 4G bundles and SIM check. This is option 0. Press 0 and then send. Next, choose the option number 5, which reads Is my SIM 4G enabled? Safaricom will send you a message to tell you if you can proceed with 4G or whether you need to visit your Safaricom shop to switch your SIM. Now you know if you can switch. If your phone is not 4G compatible or you need to switch your SIM card, go to your nearest Safaricom shop. Why should you switch from 3G to 4G? Getting online is faster. There is no buffering when watching videos or downloading movies. WhatsApp messages are delivered instantly. The 4G network is currently available in Mombasa, Meru, Eldoret, Nakuru, Kisumu, Kisii, and Nairobi.
going to get hurt.
I'm doing my best, bro.
You need to remember that chapo day with mom, remember? Let me send you a video.
But I can't wait.
You have it. Watch it.
Let's come together as a team and fight for this club. Make sure that we're
What?
Don't wait. Do things faster. Do things Safaricom 4G.
Stay connected with Safaricom 4G network and enjoy this great experience. How do you accessorize your space with potted plants? Let's find out on the accessory spots.
I'm very passionate about plants, and I look for plants all over because I'm passionate. It can be on Gong Road, on the roadside, wherever, in nurseries. Wherever I can get good plants and unique plants, I will go to look for them. So what I realized, there is also that customer who loves plants, but they don't have the time to go looking for the plants. More driven by, maybe that's not what they would want to do on a day-to-day basis because their work schedules are very tight. And some also fear to stop on the roadside to buy the flowers sometimes for security reasons and all that. And I thought, why not bring a solution where people do their everyday shopping, and that's in malls, in places of shopping, and get a full solution of potted plants. The way we are doing our potted plants, we are using 100% compost because it's good to use compost for potted plants. And of course, the other details that go with potting. And we select unique pots, we select unique plants. We also select the day-to-day plants and pots that everybody is used to. We are going to have 4 different types of pots, planters, if you might call them. We'll have the normal clay pot that everybody knows about, plastic pots from recycled material. Then we'll have metal, fine stone, and specifically fine stone pots. 4 kinds of materials. And as we go along, we will add as the market will dictate. We'll deliver it to the customers at a small fee. Everybody, that's why we have the clay product, which the pot is a bit cheaper. It's everybody, and we're going to also have small planters. For that, someone who has a small loom but would like to have a plant, but their loom cannot accommodate a very big planter. So we're going to have even small ones. For everyone, what we have brought here is for both indoor and outdoor. It can perform very well in both. The only thing is the coloration. For some, like the golden palm, when it's outdoor, it turns goldish. When it's indoor, it's more deep green. And the left, you can put both indoor and outdoor. Well, like the succulent plants, because you have few succulent plants, those ones are for outdoor. They're best outdoor, but again, you can still put them indoor. They will be more greener when put indoor and a little bit lighter in terms of coloration. Our plan is to do product activation. This is the first time we have done our product activation, which we did at Galleria Mall, because it's strategic. It was strategic for us due to a few reasons. But our strategy is to go more by more, activating product. Well, we would love that people green their environment here, whether it's a small place, whether it's a big place. It can be with herbs, the usual rosemary in a small pot. You don't have to go and buy it from the shop or get stuck when you need to use it. You can use pots and planters to do many different things. So we can green your surroundings with planters.
Are you stuck and wondering how to spruce up your space? Here at the Property Show, we partner with interior designers who can help create bespoke furniture just for you. Drop us a line or call on us and we'll be happy to connect you. After the break, join me for an interesting home ownership story. Welcome back. Kenya Power gives us a step-by-step overview on how they calculate your monthly electricity bill. Quite interesting. So, is our electricity cheaper today?
Our electricity is cheaper. The other thing which is very critical for our customers to appreciate is that the tariff. Electricity is actually one of the few components the seller does not have rights on dictating the price. You know, if you sell your tomatoes or the houses that you sell, the owner actually decides on how much he wants to sell his house at. Electricity is regulated. We sell electricity based on what the regulator gives to us. Maybe we could go to the cost, the tariff. We can do an explanation on that?
Yes, please.
Fine. So the domestic customer in Kenya, our tariff is a step tariff. What do you mean by a step tariff? A step tariff in that a customer who consumes 0 to 50 units pays only 2 shillings and 50 cents per unit.
What can a unit do for a home if I'm in a home?
Okay, one unit can actually light one bulb for about 5 days.
Oh, so it can light my sitting room for 5 days?
Yes.
With one bulb?
One bulb. An energy efficient bulb. However, you know, a house is not only run on a bulb.
Yes.
You know, when you are charging a phone, the beauty about electricity is that you don't feel it, you don't see it, but you see what it's doing. So when you are charging your phone, you may not realize that you're spending, but you are moving the meter. Yes. So if you use 51 units to 1,500 units a month, you go to a different step. We bill you 12 shillings and 75 cents a month. That has been the case since July 2014. We have not had a tariff change in a long time. Any customer who uses electricity of 1,500 units on domestic above then pays 18 shillings a month. Those are very few customers, very few.
Do you have customers who pay 18 shillings per month?
Yes, we have a few domestic customers, maybe just about 1%. Because to consume 1,500 units a month is a lot of energy. That is a heavy consuming home, but we have them and we appreciate them.
Perhaps you should take us back and explain how much consumption per day should we be expected to use?
How much consumption per day we should be expecting to use? Let me begin from a 3-bedroomed house. A 3-bedroomed house with bulbs that work and a fridge and a TV, on average, your consumption per month will be about 500 units. Our customers from single rooms would use actually about 10 units a month. The actual bill for them will come to about 300 shillings.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. 250 to 300 is fine for them. Because you see, from what I had earlier explained, with a tariff of 2 shillings and 50 cents, when you add, the levies are based on your consumption, so the levies will be very low. So actually on average, they will do a total of about, actually on average, 20 per unit. So that will give them 200, 250 shillings.
Max 300.
300. Wow. However, it depends. As I had earlier said, if for example you keep a radio consumes very little, or a TV, consuming very little, but you keep it on for 12 hours a day, your consumption will go up. Actually, you pay like you're living in a 3-bedroomed house. Because as I had earlier said, electricity measure is not only in the units, but also the hours. That's why it's called kilowatt hours. Yeah. Now, energy saving tips. 1, please have energy saving bulbs. They help a lot in 2 ways. 1, they don't get spoiled quickly. They last longer. And number 2, they give you a lot of savings on the energy consumed. Number 2, fridges. Opening and closing fridge causes you to just spend unnecessary energy, because that means you are trying to cool the air around the fridge. So reduce the number of times you open and close a fridge. We do not have this in Kenya yet as much, but when you're buying electrical equipment, just try to check if there's any label on how efficient the equipment is. Another one, very good one, is the instant shower. A lot of customers come to us and tell us, I switched off my geyser, I'm using the instant shower. How long do you run the instant shower? And maybe the next time your daughter is bathing, especially daughters, the next time she's in the bathroom, go look at your meter, how fast it will be running, the kettle. An electric kettle is a heavy consumer. By the way, if you're using an electric kettle, you put it out for 1 month, you see the difference. Why? Because a lot of times we boil water which we don't need. If you need 1 cup of water, you don't have to boil a whole kettle. Then it cools and you put it back again. For the kettle, by the way, the kettle and an instant shower are heavy consumers of energy.
And what about an iron box?
Same.
Next week, Kenya Power will give us a breakdown on the cost of postpaid versus prepaid electricity bill and which one is cheaper. You can't miss that one. We caught up with homeowners of Bandari Apartments Phase 1. Let's hear what attracted them to this project.
I got involved in phase 1 of the Bandari project in 2009. That's when I came in and put a deposit. But I moved in the new block in 2013. Now, initially, a friend of mine introduced me to the project, and I was looking at a couple of options, and he suggested that maybe I should look at Bandari as one of the options. So we came with him, I looked at the project, and I liked it, and so I put in the deposit. There were a few things I was looking for. One is the convenience for going to work in town. And when you look at the Bandari Apartments, where it is situated, it's convenient. Like if you have to go to the airport or to town, it's somewhere in between. So it's very convenient, and it's next to the highway. So that is why I decided to choose Bandari. First of all, I was looking at the sizes of the houses, and what I discovered is that the houses were big enough. First of all, the added advantage was the fact that they have a DSQ, a servant's quarter, which meant that I could bring in a guest or a house help to live more or less independently from the main house. And then in terms of the spacing was very good. But the most important thing that I liked about it is the privacy. You feel like you're in a maisonette, but it's an apartment, because they've been designed. They are very private. You don't see like the next house is too close to you. You feel it's a bit private. Then the other important aspect is the parking, because with the parking you're entitled to 2 parkings, and the convenience of getting in and out without having to call somebody to come and get out so that you can park. That's the other convenience. The good thing about owning a home is the convenience and the ease of mind, that you don't have to worry about paying rent, if your salary doesn't come in on time, or if you don't have money. So when you own a home, there's that peace of mind. And secondly, when you own the home, if you want to do some internal changes to the house, you're free to do it, because you don't need to consult anybody. So you can adjust and tune the house to meet your expectations or your needs. I think before you buy a home, there's one thing that you need to look at. First of all, you have to look at your income and how much you can be able to save, because as we speak right now, the cost of housing has gone up. So you really have to look at your options and see how much can you be able to save. If you are planning to take a mortgage, again, you also have to decide what locality do you want to live and how much can you be able to buy with what you can be able to save. Because again, you don't want to commit to buy a house that you cannot afford to buy in the long run. I'm actually looking forward to buy phase 2. I'm looking at my options, but I'm very confident that I'll be able to put my finances together and get to one of the units in phase 2.
Are you looking for a modern family home? Bandari Apartments Phase 2 is the place. Book your unit before it's too late. Next, the Property Gallery with a selection of projects available in the market.
Greenspan Housing Estate has combined affordability with style to create a range of housing comprising of maishonettes and apartment blocks. Immaculate finishings, spacious layouts with ample natural light, high ceilings and lush greenery have all been merged to provide the buyer with a quality of lifestyle which is matched to any location in Nairobi. The entire project encompasses a modern and large shopping mall, a nursery school, ultimately providing a community of comfort, convenience, and security to the homeowner. Located along Savannah Road, just off Outer Ring Road in Donholm, Embakasi, the location is ideal in the rapidly expanding and vibrant part of Nairobi. The price guide for the 3-bedroom maishonettes with a DSQ is 10.5 million Kenya shillings. As an investment, the return income for the 3-bedroom maishonettes is 45,000 Kenya shillings per month. King's Millennium. Standing tall and majestic, Millennium is the new epitome of comfort, luxury, and style. It has been exclusively designed for those who value and cherish quality of life, but have little chance to practice it in the busy city of Nairobi. Accommodation includes large living room, open-type kitchen provided with granite platform and cabinets, bedrooms all en suite, master bedroom with walk-in wardrobe, family room finished with bamboo flooring, DSQ, utility area, smart steel door, DSTV provision, and intercom access facility. Salient features include private lawn area, private parking, full perimeter security system with electric fence, indoor swimming pool, mini theater for 40 people, fitness gym, game room, steam room and sauna, and business lounge with conference room. The price guide for the 3-bedroom apartments is 9 million Kenya shillings, and the price guide for the 4-bedroom townhouses is 16 million Kenya shillings. Dewdrop Heights is a gated community located in the hills of Milimani area, Nakuru County. It comprises of 11 4-bedroom houses with beautiful views of Lake Nakuru and the Aberdare Range. Features include living room with a fireplace, separate dining area, kitchen with inbuilt cupboards and pantry, 4 bedrooms with inbuilt wardrobes, master bedroom ensuite with balcony, study or prayer room, and 2 bathrooms. Salient features include Carborough driveways, perimeter wall with 24-hour manned gate, and 10,000-litre water storage for each unit. The price per unit is 13.5 million Kenya shillings, and the potential return on income is 50,000 Kenya shillings per month. Located 5 kilometers from Namanga Road is Kisaju plot. The plots are near the upcoming Konza Isinya Rongai bypass, Flower Farms Estates, schools, universities, Isinya Town, Orly Air Park and Jami Bora Estate. The plots are subdivided into 1/8 of an acre with service lanes and gated concept. Electricity and water supply are available. Prices for residential 695,000 Kenya shillings and for commercial 995,000 Kenya shillings. Located 8 kilometers from Isinya town is the Isinya Acres plots. The plots are near the proposed Greater Southern Bypass connecting Konza ICT City, Isinya, Gong, Kikuyu Town and Mai Mahiu. 8 major private universities which include Kampala International University, KAG University, Oral Roberts University and Uma University are setting up in the area. Electricity and water are available in the area. The plots are subdivided into 1/8 of an acre in a gated community. Prices range from 460,000 Kenya shillings.
The bus tour is here with us again. This time, we are taking you to new neighborhoods. Confirm your seat today. This conversation continues. Connect with us on our Twitter pages, Facebook, Instagram, as well as our YouTube channel. The property show has evolved. We cover and capture everything happening in the real estate arena, from land matters, upcoming commercial, hospitality and retail spaces, plus new neighborhoods in the residential market, to investment opportunities available in the counties. Thank you for watching. See you next week for another conversation shaping the real estate industry. Your property search starts right here. As always, there is something for everyone. Kwaheri.